Can't believe it. That's hurtful, Phil. That's hurtful. Welcome, folks, to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My guest is Phil Leib. We are going to talk about Flora High School basketball today, along with a wide variety of other subjects. I can't let a basketball coach get out of here, especially one wearing orange, without eventually talking about Illinois basketball, too, and all that's going on. You pay any attention to that stuff?
I do a little bit. Yep.
A little bit. All right. Big Ten basketball, you pay a little bit.
Still watch it. So grew up watching it, still watch it.
Well, see, now that's cool. So Phil's going to be very helpful today. We're going to talk Flora High School basketball as they are rebounding from. Do you like how I use the rebounding?
I like that.
That works pretty good, doesn't it?
Good segue.
A good segue. They're rebounding from a tough year last year, and they're going to be improved this year, and we're going to talk about that over the course of the next 60 minutes. What is going on? Oh, by the way, thank you so much for tuning in to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV over in Salem on Channel 3, here in Flora, Channel 16, or pardon me, Channel 100 or Channel 25. Same story up in Louisville, down in Sisney, Jeff, over in Browns, all over the place. And we do appreciate you tuning in, however so you are doing it. You're off camera now, so you can lean back and take a breather. How's that sound? Awesome, he says. Let's say this is Thursday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. All kinds of community events going on today. A few Halloween parties to tell you about over at the Flora Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center today at 2 o'clock this afternoon. They're going to have a Halloween party, and they'll probably so bring all your friends. If you know some folks in the Flora Healthcare Center, by all means go in there and say hello and tell them trick or treat. They probably have all kinds of good candy for you. Also over in Olney tonight at the Olney Central College, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock tonight. They're concluding their haunted trail. I think it's concluding tonight. OCC Student Senate Haunted Trail in the Woods is on the north. It'll be on the north side of campus. It runs through tonight. Kid-friendly tours from 5 o'clock to 6:30, and then terrifying tours from 6:30 to 11 o'clock tonight. So that'll be a lot of fun if you're looking for a little bit of a fright. And actually tonight the rain is supposed to be out of the area, so hopefully it gets done by about noon or 2 or 3 o'clock today and dries up a little bit for some of the Halloween activities. The admission is only $10 for adults, $6 for OCC students, and $3 for children. At Heritage Woods tonight, they're going to have a pet-friendly trick-or-treat. Valerie's got a great big, what kind of dog is it? It's a Mastiff, a great big old English Mastiff, and she's going to bring that boy in, and I'm telling you, Phil, have you ever seen a dog that is about 180 pounds, about yay big off the floor, and will like lick you to death?
I think 20 pounds of it is snot. Because those things are always drooling. Seems like they are huge.
They are huge, and her dog is a real friendly boy, and she's going to bring him in there. It's trick-or-treat night. They're from 6 o'clock till 7:30 this evening. Pet and costume for well-behaved animals. They'll have prizes and leashed, by the way. You want to make sure you leash them from 5 to 6 o'clock for the pets, and then 6 o'clock to 7:30 for everybody else. And she hopefully, I've made the promise. She told me weeks and months ago that it was coming, but I don't know if she's bringing it or not. I hope so. Since I said it, Phil.
Yeah, exactly.
Since I said it. What else going on over in Salem tonight? It's a big old trunk or treat, and that's going to be at the Evergreen Christian Church. Free family event with food, inflatables. There you go. Carnival games, a drawing for a $25 Applebee's gift card, trunks full of candy. That's pretty cool. That's the easy thing where you just take the kids, and you don't have to drive around the neighborhood. They just go trunk to trunk to trunk to trunk.
Right.
That's handy, isn't it?
It's very handy.
Do you still trick or treat?
We don't.
When's the last time you ever trick or treated?
My kids probably when they were in 6th grade. So man, Owen's 20 years old now. So it was
10 years ago.
Yeah,
9 or 10 years
ago.
But
I tell you what, we were on a mission. It was all about quantity. I mean,
really?
they want to be done. No, we ain't done, kids. We got 20 more houses to get. We got 10 minutes to do it. We got to go.
We got to get this done.
We got to get this done.
It is go time now.
Right.
We got to go. Exactly right. That makes sense to me. That makes a ton of sense to me. One other Halloween event to tell you about up in Effingham. This is at the America's Groove Record Store, and they have a free big horror movie in the back room. I don't know what it is, but they say come hang out in the back room and watch a surprise obscure horror film for free. Movie will begin at 5:30. Feel free to bring your children to trick or treat. So that's a real nice deal. I don't know what movie they would have to bring your children to, but you got to figure maybe one of the fun Hammer films from the 50s or like an old Frankenstein movie or
Legend of Sleeping Hollow.
I like that. There you go with the cartoon one.
That's right.
Yeah, where he throws the pumpkin.
Right. Yeah,
that's the coolest. Ichabod Crane. How about that? What is it? Like I said, this is Halloween, October 31st. This observance dates back to ancient pagan harvest festival, marking the end of summer and beckoning the beginning of winter. Seasons overlapped during Samhain. It's spelled Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain, and revelers believe the worlds of the living and the dead crossed. To interact with the spirits, the living would wear costumes and light bright bonfires to help protect themselves. Similar celebrations honoring the dead took place in Roman traditions, which were generally blended and soon replaced by Celtic ceremonies. However, All Martyrs' Day, established by Pope Boniface IV in 609 AD, was eventually moved by Pope Gregory to November 1st. So that's how you come up with All Saints' Day. All makes a ton of sense.
It does.
You just learned a lot more about Halloween than you ever thought you'd know, didn't you?
I do. Tomorrow,
You're
we'll
going
learn
to
it again next year.
When you walk out the door, you're going to forget the whole thing, Phil. I know that's what you're going to do. Also, October 31st, not only is it Halloween, it is National Caramel Apple Day. It's a perfect day for National Caramel Apple Day. Celebrates the time-honored fall treat. Many folks remember eating caramel apples from making them with their families, whether it was a fair, a carnival, or a Halloween party. It's a special treat. Sometimes you can make them at home. I like my caramel apples to go with nuts. My picture doesn't have any nuts on them, but
No.
And actually those don't look like very good caramel apples.
Caramel's a little thin.
A little thin. Need a little bit more caramel on those
That's like
apples.
a wood stick. That's like a leaf caramel apple.
That's kind of strange.
We didn't have much growing up, so we had a stick.
They just drove a stick into the thing as opposed to a steak. I don't know where they came up with that picture, but that's what they came up with, a Caramel Apple Day. And one other national day today. This is National Knock Knock Joke Day, October 31st, and encourages telling a few funny knock knock jokes while going door to door, and the day is for jokesters of all ages. I got to ask you this. I've got a friend from Cleveland, and he says that, part of the gig when they go trick-or-treating is they have to tell a joke. The kids say trick-or-treat, but they'll also tell a joke. You never did that around
No,
here.
we did not.
We never did that in Fairfield either. It's something in time. But if you were going to tell a knock-knock joke, do you have a knock-knock joke on hand?
Oh, it's a pretty old one, but it's like a cheesy dad knock-knock joke.
Sure, what is it?
But knock-knock.
Who's there?
Impatient cow.
Impatient
Moo.
cow.
I told you it's pretty cheesy.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Or banana.
Banana who?
Banana, knock, knock.
But banana who?
Banana. You gotta say who's there?
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Banana, knock, knock.
Not who's there?
Orange.
Aren't you glad it didn't say
Aren't you
banana?
glad to say you stole my punchline? No, you've heard that one before.
I taught high school for a while. Before that, junior high, so yeah.
Well, that does make some sense now. You have taught junior high and high school. You know all the best knock jokes. What's on television? What do you want to see on TV tonight? This nice Halloween night. Well, there's some football games going on. NFL football. It's the San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals. That'll be on NFL Network, channel 629. Also, check your local Fox station as well. NBA basketball, a couple of games, doubleheader tonight, as a matter of fact, on TNT, channel 633. Miami Heat at the Atlanta Hawks. That's at 6 o'clock. It'll be followed right up by the Denver Nuggets at the New Orleans Pelicans. They probably scheduled all the Pelicans games before they realized that Zion Williamson was going to be out for about 2 months. And also NCAA football tonight. It's the West Virginia Mountaineers taking on the Baylor Bears at Baylor, number 12 Baylor. They'll be in Waco at 7 o'clock tonight on ESPN channel 601. And one other game is Georgia Southern at number 20 Appy State. Appalachian State still undefeated. Appalachian State. The Mountaineers there too. Only two teams called the Mountaineers. They're both playing on Thursday night. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Phil Leib. We are going to come back. We're going to talk Flora High School basketball, and we'll do that when we return. Do stick around.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dick. I'm going to switch over to this one. I do appreciate you tuning in. My guest today, it is Phil Leib. He's the high school basketball coach at Flora High School. You've been the head basketball coach at Flora for longer than we can count, isn't it?
This is my 20th year.
Congratulations on
yes,
that. 20 years. You know, that's the thing. You can look around. Your conference and probably throw a stick, and you'll find only maybe, I'm trying to think, 1, 2 other coaches that are still there that have been there 20 years. I'm thinking Coach Brannon. He's moved.
He moved. Yep.
But he's still coaching. And then I'm thinking of Rob Flanagan.
Absolutely. Yep.
But other than that, that's a pretty nice accomplishment.
It is. And
when you started coaching, Phil, did you have any inkling that we've talked last year. You thought you wanted to be a coach. Well, I mean, you're doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Did you have any inkling you'd do it this long?
No. I thought, looking back, I really didn't want to be in a high school or junior high is where I started, but I didn't want to be doing that. But I needed a job. I was going to be a college coach, but all of a sudden we took a junior high job and had a child, and next thing you know, had 5 children.
Life hits you, doesn't it?
Life hits you. And I knew life as a college coach. I did that for a couple of years as an assistant, and I really didn't want to be on the road that much and be away from my family. I wanted to be a dad. That has always been a higher priority than being a coach. But each year, it was just been a blessing each and every year with each in a different way. But I just found out, I just felt a calling as far as the ministry. Preachers are called to do this. Doctors are called to do that. I just felt called to be a coach. And it's
teaching and coaching has kind of been your calling then.
Yes, and when summer's up and people are dreading to go back to school, I mean, I miss the freedom that I have as far as being able to do what you want to do. But in those hallways, I miss those kids. I miss seeing their smiles. I miss seeing their lives and what's going on in their lives, and I miss having hopefully a positive influence in their life. But looking back, no, I did not think I'd be doing that for this long.
Having been involved here at Flora, I mean, you've been teaching at Flora. You came down here as the junior high coach, right? I mean, you didn't.
No, I came here as the head coach.
As the head coach for the Wolves.
Yep.
So you have probably been invited to the occasional reunion.
Yes.
Does that throw you off a little bit to realize now I've been 15-year reunions. This year you'll probably be invited to somebody's 20-year class reunion.
Right.
That's got to throw you out.
Oh, it does. And we get so old now. It's just they just do it for a decade. So I think
anybody graduated in the 90s, come on in.
80s, come on in. That's what we did a couple of years ago, and it was a lot of fun. But and you just want to tell the kids that you're teaching out, listen, this is just a short glimpse of your life. All right, you just make the most of it each and every day, and that's how you make a good life. And I've been blessed to be married to my high school sweetheart. We have 5 awesome children, and we just can't ask for a better life than what we've had. And it's not my obituary by any means, but it's just
you're still coaching.
So we're still coaching, and it's still growing.
We're going to talk about this year's team in a second.
That's
Phil.
right. We're still coaching.
Don't retire.
No.
You skipped over something real quick, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that you did coach 2 years in college basketball.
Yeah.
Where did you coach? Did they keep you on at Northern after?
They did. I played basketball, full ride scholarship. I walked on, got a scholarship, which is an incredible story in itself. There at Northern, stayed there 2 years as a player. Ended up being captain my senior year.
Hold on. You can't tease it like that and then not tell the incredible story in itself about getting the first scholarship.
Let me back up.
All right, please do.
When I was in high school, played here with Coach Welch, an awesome coach. We had some great success.
Outstanding team.
Unbelievable team.
Banners on the wall.
Yes, and but you look back and you graduate, basketball's over, and it's like, now what? And then all of a sudden, I really didn't have much coming. And, story in itself there, kids and parents, teach your kids to, study, because my ACT score was terrible.
Really?
Because, I just did enough. I didn't really passionate about my grades and anything like that. I was passionate about basketball. So my ACT indicated that I'd go to OCC. So that's where I went. No other offers were coming in. I really didn't want to travel too much as far as out of the state. OCC, played there 2 years, and next thing you know, there's still.
Next thing you're done.
Yeah,
you got to go somewhere else.
Now what I'm doing, I'm thinking, I may have to go run track. I was very blessed to be a great runner, but I didn't want to run track. So anyway, I contacted Northern Illinois. They had a physical therapy program at that time. Yeah. That's what I was interested in doing, being a physical therapist.
Okay.
Little did I know I wouldn't do that, but that's what drew me to Northern. And I figured, they're Division I. My dream was always to play Division I, so that's what I wanted to do. So contacted their coach, went and visited in March. He said, I'm going to invite you to come in and try out. So long story short, go there in August, packed up my little VW Rabbit and everything I owned, went up there, didn't know a soul at Northern Illinois, and then they had an open gym a couple of days later. We were playing basketball, and God's hand was in all of this, because he brought me into his office. He said, Phil, I'd like to we just had a person just quit just turned in his uniform yesterday. So now we have a scholarship available, and we'd like to give it to you.
How about that?
I said, Liz, the first person to call was my dad, and then mom, and they were together. But just God's hand and all that was just exciting. So anyway, played there as a walk-on. Didn't get a lot of time my first year. My second year, now as a senior, basically my time was this. Coach Mo wanted to reward me because of my work ethic and my attitude, so I'd start. But then the first horn, I was like Pavlov's dog or cow. Boom! I knew I'm
4 minutes in, it was time to get out.
Oh, media timeout. Oh, that's my cue. I'd start the second half, and sometimes I get to play. I was a pretty good free throw shooter. I get to play there in the end, but. So anyway, he respected me so much, and my attitude, my work ethic, and my rapport with the other kids, the players that I stayed on as assistant coach, as grad assistant at Northern. We ended up going to the state NCAA tournament that year, which was exciting as an assistant coach. And then that year,
did you win the conference?
We won the conference. Did not win the conference tournament. Had some.
You won the MAC?
We won the.
Were you in the MAC yet by that?
We weren't in the MAC yet at that time.
Would have been Missouri Valley.
Nope, I was at Bradley. I forget even what conference it was.
I'm trying to remember.
Mid-Continent. It was a Mid-Continent conference.
Mid-Continent, MCC.
Yep. That's MCC. Right. Yeah. So that was back in, 90?
Yeah.
And then 91, job opening came open at Bradley with Coach Mo, and usually you follow your head coach.
Sure.
So we followed him down to Bradley, and then stayed there as assistant coach. We really bad that year, and we knew that. And then they cut that assistant.
That was when he was replacing Versace.
Yep. And just the cupboards
kind of got in trouble.
The cupboards were bare. I mean, we had nothing to work with, but he did a great job with that. Awesome coaching himself. But the job opening came open, and they cut that assistant coaching job, and then.
You had to go find something else.
I had to go find a job, and 30 miles away, north on the Illinois River, was a little town called Henry. Took my resume there to the superintendent. He said, "Come on here, let's talk." And next thing I just thought we was talking, but I guess I was getting interviewed because I was offered the job. I was offered the job at the end of their conversation. He said, "Why don't you and your wife come back Monday and meet the board, and we'd like to approve you." And I was like, "Okay."
Well, hold on. You just got hired as what?
As a junior high coach.
As a coach.
So I go from,
as a teacher too?
As a teacher coach.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a PE teacher, then junior high coach. I was like, I went from college to now coaching junior high. I said, all right, Lord, you're in this, and just thanks for the humility. We can do this. And then, but man, I just fell in love with it. 8 years later, this job open came here, and then here we are. This is our 20th year here at Flora.
That's outstanding.
It is.
That's the reason I asked you about that whole thing, because I wanted to ask about the college basketball coaching. Were you, was your part, because it seems like it's all, each coach has something different to teach, or to coach, or they also have different recruiting jobs to do. What was your favorite part of college coaching? Was it coaching I'm guessing you coach shooting. I'm guessing you were a shooter's coach.
We shooters and posts. I'd work with post players as well. And I worked with shooting, but there's actually a better shooter than me was Rob Judson.
Oh, yeah.
He's an outstanding shooter, so I let him
Played at Illinois,
Played at Illinois. He knew a thing about shooting, but what I loved the most about college coaching was the scouting. And
really?
I still do today. I mean, I'd watch tons of film, and I'd watch 5 different games on this college team that put together a highlight of their offensive tendencies, defensive tendencies, then their top 6 players, about a 2-minute segment. You know how much film you got to watch to get it is unbelievable.
Yeah, you're watching hours and hours.
Oh, hours, but I still enjoyed it. But the hardest job I ever had to do is when we played Eastern. I'm at Northern now as an assistant coach, and my brother Curtis is a freshman at Eastern.
Oh, no.
And the hardest thing I had to do was prepare our team, to play my brother. So I told him about 80%. Because, blood's thicker than water.
That's right. You're not going to give
No. And I didn't.
You're not going to give up all Kurt's tendencies.
I wanted them to think that he's just such a nice, quiet, nice kid that always smiles all the time. But what I didn't show him is that he busted the kid's nose open because they get too close with an elbow.
Yeah.
That was Curtis. He
was tough.
So Curtis had a great game. He ended up having 14 points. We still won in double overtime. But
at least you won.
He's a little salty about that because Donnell Thomas fouled him in the last shot and hit his elbow. No call. I was like, Kurt, that's all right. We went to the tournament that year. And they went the next year.
Oh, that's good. You both got to go to the tournament. That's really cool. I'm talking with Phil Leib. I swear we're going to talk about Flora basketball here eventually. We're talking about all kinds of stuff right now. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. I'll be back with Coach Leib right after this. Stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest, it is Phil Leib. He is the head coach of the Flora High School Wolves, and we're going to talk Flora Wolves basketball here in just a minute. One other thing I wanted to ask you about playing in college and then coaching in college. I don't get a chance to talk to folks who have actually coached Division I college very often. Tell me a little bit about recruiting. It's been 30 years or 28 years or so since you did it professionally.
Right.
But I'm assuming, and now the internet, you get films and stuff on everybody, but I'm assuming part of recruiting is just having to have an eye for talent, and you'll see somebody good, but you'll know, and since maybe Northern's a mid-major, you'll know I may not get that kid or something.
Right. And that's it. That's just it. I mean, you look at some of these kids, I mean, they just have such a high pedigree, so to speak. I mean, they're just overloaded with talent and athleticism, and you're probably not going to get those kids. So sometimes you just not necessarily shoot your sights a little lower, but you do. I mean, you go after the kids that are maybe are on the fence a little bit as far as their attitude-wise, is they maybe have had some baggage that comes along with it. Maybe they've had an injury, but they're going to work past it. Maybe sometimes they're the kid that right now that they're about 30 pounds underweight, but they get in a weight program.
30 or 40 overweight.
Yeah, they get in a weight program, they get some conditioning, they're going to be a good player. And sometimes it's just a matter of maturity. But you're going to find in mid-major and even D2, D3, most of your players, the athleticism gets separated each and every level you go. But the skill-wise, there's not a lot of difference in skill. It's just being able to perform at a higher level from D1 to D2, D3. And a lot of that times is, man, those kids can shoot, boy, they can shoot. But when you put a Division I athlete on them, guarding them, that's a different story. And that's those things you look at.
When you've had athletes come through Flora that you've coached at. Good athletes all the way. I'm not sure if you had a Division I at Flora since you've been here, right?
No. I think he had a potential to get there. They chose a different route.
Yeah.
But Paul Knapp.
The reason I ask the question is, whenever you get to a college and you'll see a Division I player, there is a different work level to a kid that comes in and plays Division I basketball. Division II will play hard too and work out a lot. But there's a whale of a difference from some kid who's a good high school basketball player and some kid who's going to be a decent Division I or a decent college basketball player.
When people see us warm up or Flora or whether it's Fairfield, oh man, that kid can dunk. Guys, that's a dime a dozen in the streets, in the inner cities.
Yeah.
You can get any of the stuff you want. All right, what separates Division I from the other major is the athleticism and their work ethic and their attitudes. If you get all three of those things and the skill put together, that's called an All-American. Yeah. Those kids are very rare, but they do happen. But sometimes I think coaches at the D1 get caught up in so much athleticism, they forget about being basketball players.
Yeah.
And you'll see that. But I know Bill Self does a great job, but Azubuike, I think the big center from
Kalena Azubuike.
But you saw him as a freshman. It's like, man, he's just a big body. But now he has potential to be one of the best players in the country because he's worked at it. And that's what people don't understand. At Division I, it's like having another job. They start November 15th, and that season doesn't end till March 15th, almost April 15th.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 months.
And in the off time, you're doing individual workout. It's just,
that's a ton of work. One other thing I was going to ask about the difference between high school and college, high level college versus high school. Now, you have to deal with parents in the recruiting portion of collegiate athletics. You're dealing with parents, but once the kid's on campus and away from the parents for the most part, it's tremendously different. They've basically, parents, their child at that point is no longer a child, isn't he?
Right.
And the parents, I guess, let me ask it this way. Are the parents as big a problem in college as they can be in high school?
No.
That's what I was getting at.
There's a good point, because basically what has happened is when you get to college level, you're recruiting a kid, but you're recruiting their parents.
Yeah.
And now you get in a situation where these guys are young adults, just like we're trying to raise young adults.
Yeah.
But the college coach basically just saying, you trusted me with this child, then let me do my job.
Right.
Let me do my job, and you continue to be a parent, but I'll coach. So, and if you don't like it, there's a scholarship and you can leave.
See, now that's the thing. I guess you have the college coaches have the advantage of they're paying the kid to play.
Yeah.
As opposed to high school, kid can have a heck of an attitude. Well, you can kick him off the team, I guess, if you want, but you're not paying him. You're not losing. You're not out anything.
No.
It's just the poor kid who's not taking advantages of his opportunity. That's a shame. It's fascinating. I could go on all day long about that. But let's talk a little bit Flora hoops.
Oh, yeah.
Last year was a struggle, wasn't it?
It was.
Had a tremendously young team last year, didn't you? Had only two seniors.
Two seniors. We knew it was going to be a struggle coming in, but man, that opening game, I didn't know it was going to be that big of a struggle.
Right.
We had a running clock on us against Pinckneyville, got beat by 50. We've never been beat that bad, and it was just embarrassing. And I just told them, I said, guys, our best is not good enough. Our best is got to get better, but that's why we practice. And at the end of the year, we were competing.
Right.
We weren't competing at the end of the year, and that's what we was just having a conversation this morning. Regardless of who you are and what you are, you can always compete. And that's just all I ask my kids to do. The wins and losses don't come and go, but you got to compete. And that's why you put in the time in, so you can compete at a different level, at a different higher level as far as intensity. But so often we think we just show up and you compete. That's true. But at the same time, you got to put the time into it. So when your opportunity meets, you've prepared to do that.
When the opportunity meets, you better be ready for it.
That's right. And when I walked on at Northern, had I waited to train at that time, it would have passed me by.
Right.
But people don't know, I was getting up at 6 in the morning, 5 days a week, working out, doing all that stuff. So with basketball, here we are. Last year went 7-24. It was a struggle. We were young, but we had some growing pains along the way. We had some kids that were injured the year before, so they were experiencing varsity for the first time. And we're talking going from junior high to high school varsity.
As you had freshmen.
Yes.
Sophomores. The Flora, you have not typical. I mean, this has not been typical in the Flora system. It's like anything else. High school athletics is something that runs in cycles, doesn't it?
It does.
A particular set of athletes in one class. 2 or 3 years later, you may not have that particular set of athletes.
Yep, we didn't, and we had a strong class the year before. But even this last year, with losing Nick Schaefer, losing Isaiah Cohn, 2 valuable seniors, Nick was a great leader, and Isaiah was a great creator. Isaiah became a great team player by the end of the year, but he was not used to doing that.
Right,
and that
wasn't part of his job.
No,
was it?
It was kind of fun to watch those guys become good leaders and good teammates, and just develop into a good team. And we actually win a regional game come February, which is awesome. But looking back, starting November, man, that was not pleasant. But at the same time, you look back, man, those kids did some really good things. They were coachable. They brought it each and every day. And sometimes you'd rather have that type of team versus a team that is 25-3, but just they don't work as hard.
Yeah, it comes too easy.
It does. And, they were athletic
sometimes.
Yes.
So. Tell me a little bit. Listening to you talk, it sounds like that must be probably of your professional life. The most fulfilling part is watching a kid grow over the course, grow and mature over the course of the 4 years that you are dealing with that student.
It is, and it's probably that's why I do what I do, and that's my wife supports what we do, because we understand that's a ministry in itself, is teaching young boys to become men, because the world it's tough out there.
Right.
I mean, and so this high school career we call is a great time in their life, but it's also a developing time in their life, and we understand we're using the game of basketball and the sport of basketball to bring together camaraderie, to bring together sportsmanship, to bring together what it is to have
character values
with what it is to work as a team and put others above yourself, and develop into a man, and to a great husband, to a great father, something that is not really exemplified, in a lot of models today.
Did you think when you 28 years ago, when you became a junior high coach, how long did it take you to learn maybe not such an emphasis on winning and more of an emphasis on raising the child and in maturing and improving the child's life down the road? Was it something that came easy to you?
No.
Or is it something that you realized over time?
I really realized that over time. I mean, you hear about it and you think,
we're going to win. We're going to win.
Yeah, we're going to win. That's what keeps your job. No, what keeps your job is developing integrity in the young men. So it's probably 3 or 4 years, and now but it's always ongoing.
Yeah.
This year it's going to be different than last year, because that's what I love about coaching is
it's always different, right?
It is, and I'm not so set in my ways that this is an offense we run. This offense we've always done and run, and that's what we're going to do. Well, I'm not doing that. We've got some different personnel this year. I'm excited about doing defensively, same way, but the integrity, the values never change.
Yeah.
And that's what it is to be a worker, what it is to show up and have be dependable. For someone to depend on you, and you depend on someone else. And things like that is hard to teach, but watching them grow from young boys to men, I mean, it's just fun. It's part of it, and it's rewarding. And you don't get it monetarily, but you do get it, in a sense, paying it forward, because someday they will pass that on to somebody else.
Well, there you go. Tell me about a little bit about the team this year. Or you've got more experience this year than last year, because you've got kids that have been in it. Can you give me some roster? You don't know who's starting yet.
No, we don't. But I'd probably go over the top 10 with you. Our starters from last year returning: Alex Wiles, 5'11" post player, and he'll give you all 5 foot 11 inches that he has. But at the end of the day, he's still 5'11".
Well, he's playing in the football game on Friday
That's
night.
right. He's excited about
or
that.
Saturday, I mean.
Yeah, Saturday night, and they're excited about that. But he's just a tremendous worker, and I asked him the other day, hey, it's time for you to step up and lead this year, and he's hopefully accepts that challenge. Another senior, Andrew Conrad, came in off the bench for us last year a little bit, but he's 5'6", but he'd win most every arm wrestling tournament.
He's strong.
He's strong. He loves those biceps. He loves our new uniforms because they are kind of snug.
Really? You got new uniforms too.
Oh yeah. So
we're going to talk in a little bit about the new uniforms because I'm going to ask about the new gym setup too in a little while. Okay, who else besides Andrew?
But Andrew, those are 2 seniors, but starters from last year as well. Christian Gossi put on a little weight with some muscle. Has really worked on his skill, worked on becoming a better athlete, and I think he's going to be necessarily a handful, but he's really worked on his shot as far as not just step in, but able to come off strings and do that type of thing.
He's a pretty good sized kid too.
Christian about 6'1", 6'2", I think.
Yeah.
So, and then we got Gavin Warren, probably run point for us, but he's increased his ability now that he can shoot jumper threes consistently. And, anybody can do that, but whether they go in or not, that's a different story. But he can actually make them, which is a valuable asset. And
Gavin he dealt with a few injuries last year.
He did,
yeah.
But he had some great games. There's some games that he didn't show up, but that's part of the immaturity. It's part of being young. Cole Young started as a freshman last year. This year will be a sophomore. Again, he's about 6 foot, but he just gives you everything he has. Plays good defense. He's got to learn to use that left hand. I think he understood what the difference between varsity and junior high was.
He learned pretty quickly.
They did, and it's but he's just a fun kid to coach. I mean, he's just
how's
just
his
a warrior. His health, his collarbone is good. He's cleared to play this Saturday.
Oh, he is going to play football.
I think he's going to play this Saturday, but maybe we shouldn't air that because maybe
don't pay attention. We don't know.
Tuscola, he's not playing.
Don't pay attention, Tuscola.
So anyway, but he'll be a little rusty, obviously. But he's excited, and he's excited to get back in the gym. But we got some big posts coming back. I mean, we got Jaron Borders, really beneficial over the summer. I thought he did some good things for us. Jay Desai, Jaron's 6'2", Jay's about 6'3", 6'4". We have a foreign exchange student from Belgium, 6'3", 6'4", Tebow.
How about that?
We call him Tebow because we can't pronounce his other name. So that's what we'll do.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it's
it's
learned.
Like that dude playing for Illinois named Vonderbonk or something like that. I don't know, something like that.
I will learn.
PBP is what they call him.
There you go. I'll learn his enunciation with that. But Tebow can step out, hit the three. I'm
looking for dear Larry McGrew pronounce his name.
Oh, it'll be Tebow. It'll be something else. I don't know what it'll be, but hopefully appropriate, and it will be. But he'll be able to stretch that floor out for us and hit the three. But we got to teach him what it is to play with your back to the basket. Comes from Europe, and they don't like to do that much.
I'm interested. Is he? You guys haven't had practice yet, but you've done a few drills with some of the kids occasionally in open gym. Is he seeing, being from Europe and playing in Europe, is he seeing drills for the first time that your other kids have been probably playing for years and years?
Yeah, and a lot of it's footwork.
That's big.
It is. I mean, our footwork's a little bit different. A lot of it's court spacing, just how you play the game. We're more defensive oriented over here than what they are over there.
Yeah, but they like to shoot.
They like to shoot, and they like to shoot the three ball. So it's just really spread out. So it'll be some adjustments for him, but I'm excited about having him. Cash Kimmel was a sophomore last year. We'll probably see a lot of JV, obviously. Hopefully some varsity this year, but about 6'1", just athletic as heck. He'll help us quite a bit. So I think that's about 8 or 9 guys.
That's a good crew to start with, that's for sure. Talking with Coach Phil Leib here today. He's the Flora High School basketball coach, and we are going to come back. We're going to talk about some changes that you might see when you go into Conley Gymnasium. That you're going to walk around and look around. What's going on here? The team's over there. I thought they were over here.
Yeah.
It's an entirely different gym. And also brand new painted floor, new paint job. It looks great. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after this. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest is Flora head basketball coach Phil Leib, and there was another player that you wanted to mention.
I did.
About mention your coaches too.
I will.
Those
Little
guys
beast,
never getting
Spitfire lefty, Holden Warren. He's going to be a good shooter. I mean, he's learned some things about basketball, but I think he's going to see obviously a lot of JV.
Is he related to Gavin?
They're brothers. So
oh, are they? Okay.
They've gone at it a couple times, even in practice off floor. But that's what
Don't
brothers
they always do that?
They do. And
I mean, you played with your brother.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like that. You know, I think cheaper by the dozen too. I mean, it's like, no one talks about your family.
That's right.
Now we're all fighting. But, we can fight amongst each other, but no one. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is. But and my coaches, I'm excited about coaches. Got Todd Countryman again this year as a JV coach assistant, varsity. He does a great job of just knowing that something happens where I accidentally cut my toe off with the chainsaw almost, that he can step in.
No, if something like that happens, if hypothetically speaking.
Right, just hypothetically. Do wear steel-toed boots when operating a chainsaw. There's
today's safety and health tip from Phil Leib.
That's right. Regardless of how experienced you are. But just knowing that he's there, it really helps a lot. And he's done a great job with that last year. Alan Tolliver, fresh soft coach.
Tolliver, talk about bringing in experience for crying out loud.
He switched sides. He went to the good side. Went from evil to good. That's right. Well, Dad doesn't know what to do now. He used to yelling at him all those years.
He yells at him coaching now.
It's awesome, and he does a good job. And Anthony Stevenson is a volunteer assistant for us. We had a sign up yesterday. We had 38 kids in our program.
That's what I was going to ask you next.
Coming out for
basketball. That's great.
It is. With a school our size, I mean,
especially with only 2 seniors.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great problem to have. I mean, some programs are struggling to get fresh soft teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So which is
that's good since you host a tournament, don't you?
We don't do that anymore.
You don't do that anymore.
Nope. Lawrenceville takes that over, but they don't have enough to host that this year. So now that's in the works whether Robinson's taking it or Onley's taking it or somebody. But
And does it have to be in conference, or will you invite folks from other conferences?
it's other conferences as well.
Like I said, Fairfield, I think, still has
Yeah.
a fresh soft team and that kind of.
That's true.
That's pretty good.
It is.
That 38 kids.
Yeah.
So you can almost go freshman A and D, can't you?
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah, just about.
Good for you. That is a good
is
problem to have. Tell me, all right, one thing we haven't mentioned: if you go to Conley Gym this season and you're used to walking in by the back door and getting your popcorn at the concession stand, and then walking across the gym and then just stepping up into your seat there, you'll still do that, but you won't be behind the visitors anymore, will you?
You will not.
You switch sides.
Right. The benches have switched. Where people sit have not, other than the student body for us. So our home crowd will still sit on the north side,
right,
like they have for the last 100 years, I guess. I don't know what it has been, but they'll still sit over there. But the benches now will be across on this. I guess on the south side, where the visitors bench will be on the southeast side, and we'll be on the southwest side. And our student body will be behind our own bench, which I don't know how I feel about that yet, but we'll see how that goes. And that's
well, the thing is, you're going to just have to get used to bringing the little stools like doing in college basketball, sitting out on the floor.
That's a great point. Yeah.
And see, you'll be off the sideline. You can set out on the floor, and then let the kids and cheerleaders just go screaming all they want.
Because we got some people that have no purpose what they're doing on the bench, so now they'll have a reason to sit on the bench. What's your purpose? Well, I bring out the stools during timeout. I'm the stool guy. So
that's what it is in college. It really does.
It is. Yeah, you see them scrambling. They're like NASCAR changing those tires out there with tires.
That's exactly. Somebody's going to ask, well, Coach, why did you do that? I mean, now, and by the way, also, it's a little brighter gymnasium because they reglazed the floor.
It is
gorgeous.
They stripped it out to the bare wood. It is beautiful.
And that floor's been there 60 years, is it?
Well, they replaced the floor, the whole new thing, back in 2008.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
So this is really the first sanding and the second time of painting. But they went back to original floor and then repainted it a lot more orange than blue. It's just so much brighter. I mean, your pupils actually dilate going from the small gym into that big gym. It's just nice, beautiful. They did a great job with that. But part of the reason why was crowd control as far as moving the benches over and the student body behind us. So now the student body, our student section, doesn't have to. The visitors don't have to walk through our student body that go to the concessions, the bathrooms, anything like that, where our student body just go underneath the bleachers, which is the weight room and stuff like that, and then go around on those sides. There's a pathway underneath, and they can do that. So the visitors are not going to be inconvenienced that way. So that was the biggest reason for moving what they did. And the other thing, we got a beautiful new scoreboard, but the scoreboard was beautiful. But
Scorer's bench,
yes. But no one ever see it because the home. It always sat behind the scorer's bench. Now it's just across from them. So
when did you get the new scorer's bench?
That was this year as well.
Oh, okay.
So
I was gonna say because that's where I sit too.
Yeah.
I would have never seen it last year.
No, because you're up there, but it's a beautiful place for any reason. I mean, come and watch a great basketball game, but see one of the finest gyms in Southern Illinois. I really believe that. I think we got a great facility, and Coach Manilli, Mr. Pierce done a great job with that, and Joel Hackney, Dr. Hackney, with all the administration putting their time and effort and obviously money into that resource. So
over 1,600 wins, probably. What would you say? 1,000 of them in that gym? You think?
Wow. Yeah.
I bet it'd have to be pretty close because that gym's probably one of the 1950s or something, early 50s, late 40s gymnasium. 37?
37 is when that gym was built.
Okay, well, I'm doing a little math.
So.
Yeah, so you're looking at 80 years. There'd be a lot more than 800 wins in there. That'd be 1,200, I suspect. 1,200 or more. That's a piece of history.
It is.
All right,
really
speaking of history, let's predict the future.
Okay.
How's the Little Illini Conference going to be? What are we looking at? Who's going to be tough? Who's going to be terrible? Who's going to finish second to the Flora Wolves?
That's a great question. And when you get guys our age, you get understand that our memory is not what it used to be. So what you do is you write things down.
That's exactly right.
I wrote things down, but lo and behold, I left it in my bag. And we've done that stuff before.
I was going to print it out. I couldn't find the standings from last year.
That's it. I mean, it's just so. Anyway, I think Lawrenceville basically returns everybody. I think they're going to be good. I think Onley.
Onley's. Randy Bishop's gone at Lawrenceville though. Did he finally retire?
One more year.
This is his final. Speaking of coaches who've been there,
my word,
20 years.
Yeah,
Coach
he's not been there at Lawrenceville, but man, he's been coaching 30, 40 years probably.
Not longer.
Yeah,
I didn't realize. I thought he was done last year.
Yep, he wanted to see this group through, and I would too. I mean, it's going to be a good group. They're going to be good. I think Onley's going to be good. They get all the
Coach
pieces
Flanagan
back.
there.
Coach
His boy is going to be a senior now or a junior.
Oh, I think he's just a junior. It'd be great if he's a senior, but no, he's just a junior.
I keep trying to help you, Coach.
I know, and I appreciate that. But Brandon, that kid can shoot, one of the better shooters in Southern Illinois. You got a post player go along with him, 6'8", defensive powerhouse, just swats everything out. And they got a freshman that came on last year, now sophomore, so they're going to be good. Casey, Coach.
Well, they've got 3 sophomore starters from last year coming back. They had those 2 senior studs, but 3 sophomores who can play.
With Casey? Yeah. Their guards are going to be quick, and sometimes they were better without those seniors in there because they were so much quicker. So they're going to be able to spread you out and just get up and down that floor. So that's going to be a challenge for.
I'm trying to remember that number 23's name.
I had it until you just asked me that. So it's just
the sophomore.
I know it.
The kid was a sophomore. He's a junior this year, and I thought he's maybe one of the best players in the conference.
And we've got a really strong, other than Lawrenceville, strong junior class. I mean, I feel like our junior class is pretty competitive, and Onley's got some juniors. Casey's got some juniors. Marshall, they got some seniors this year. I think they got some size with the 6'8" Versailles.
Who's coaching in Marshall now?
That's a great question. I don't even know.
Okay,
I know that guy last year they did a great job with him, but I know he's only going to step in for a year. I don't know if he extended that for another year. That is a good question. Paris has a new coach as well.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is either. But so anyway, I think that's the top 4 with Lawrenceville, Onley. Casey, Marshall's up there.
Newton and Paris going to turn it around, you think?
I think, Paris has got some size. They got some ability to do some things. We'll see if they get done. Robinson, he just doesn't have a lot to work with right now. He doesn't have a lot of numbers, but Coach Mack does a good job with those guys over there. And then Red Hill lost a ton. Hanville will tell you that, but they got 2 interior posts that are pretty good. So they're going to surprise some people.
Playing in the Little Illini always prepares the Red Hill for the postseason.
It does.
Whenever they're in single A and everybody else is in Class 2A.
Didn't mention Newton. I think they'll be improved. It'll be a tough conference. So it'll be
that's the thing. Little Illini, it's never a cakewalk, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, so that's why you schedule your non-conference tournament so easy.
Exactly. So
Pinckneyville,
we're opening up with a cakewalk at Freeburg And, So we got day after. 2 days after Thanksgiving. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, we open up over at Carlisle Kaskaskia Tournament at 7:30. We play Freeburg. That'll be a good challenge for us. They return a lot of players. Then we have Pinckneyville. They drilled us by 50 last year, but fortunately they lost 2 players. But they returned their best player. But I'm excited about that because we're going to be much improved.
Well, you see, now that's the cool thing.
It is. Yeah.
You get a chance to gauge early in the season.
Yes.
Compared to where you were early last year.
Exactly. And
we're not meaning to put a ton of pressure on the second game of the year.
No, it's not going to make or break us. But at the end, it's going to be a good gauge. That's a good barometer to see where we're at. But Coach Widener does a good job with them. And then we got Greenville on that Friday, so it's like a regular week. We got Tuesday, we got Saturday, Tuesday, Friday. Greenville on that Friday, and they lost quite a few players from last year, so I think that'll be a great game for us. And then
you got to go to Vandalia in the middle of the winter still.
Middle of the winter for Vandalia tournament. Hopefully, I won't be on crutches this year, so with a chainsaw injury. But other than that, that'll be good. That's a good tournament for us too.
And then you still play a few of the old NEC folks. You'll still play Mount Carmel, and you'll still play Fairfield.
We play them all but Carmi.
Oh, do you still?
We do. We play.
Well, I guess we got 4 in the conference.
Yeah, we play Mount Carmel early, right after our tournament, and then we'll play Fairfield one of the last weeks of the season. We play Salem in February too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Picked them up last year, right? It was the first year.
A couple years ago,
Okay.
but last year we just really surprised some people. I thought we took them in.
That was a good game.
That was a
We
great
had
game
that
for us.
game on TV.
I was so proud of our team at that game. But Coach Fehrenbacher was excited because they are 2A this year.
Right.
So that'll be good for them. So.
That's exactly right. Coach, the time just blows by.
Oh, my word.
You're done. Can
Wow.
you believe it? Now you see, now that's the bad thing,
If you
Coach.
told my parents I would talk this much, they would never believe you growing up.
See, the bad deal is now you have to work.
That's true, yeah. But doing what I do, it's not work.
That's the great way to think of it.
It is.
That's
It's
outstanding.
awesome. So-
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach Phil Leib. Go down and catch it, grab a schedule, catch a game either here on Wabash Catch TV down at Conley Gym, or head down there and watch a game. It's a great looking facility. It's brighter than ever, and you'll really enjoy it. Phil, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Best of
Appreciate
luck.
it.
Best of luck. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll talk to y'all real soon.